Howdy, folks. I'm a raptor,
I'm Amber.
and here's some cool dino beats. Raptor. I'm assuming that's what a raptor is. I have no idea. I just know it's a dinosaur that raps. Yeah, pretty cool fact. Share it with friends. The more you know. Alright, folks, our first letter is titled, Am I a jerk for refusing to spend Thanksgiving with my sister-in-law who is a bad influence on my children and other reasons? I'm a 26-year-old female, and I've been together with my husband, a 34-year-old male, for 4 years, and we have 3 beautiful children together, a 3 female, 23-year-old month, and a 10-month-year-old. My husband, Peter, has a twin brother, Paul, a 34-year-old male, who has been with his girlfriend for 10 years, Sonia, a 34-year-old. It pains me to call her sister-in-law because they're not officially married, but their family ignores it.
Gasp,
Anyways,
the horrors.
yeah, the horror. Anyways, Sonia and I don't get along. I find her very obnoxious, and she's the one with the pretty clothes, the cool job, the interesting hobbies that she has time for because she doesn't want kids and time to do everything. She always is the center of attention because everyone's interested in her. Am I jealous? Perhaps a bit. But I also believe that she's an awful influence on my children. Only this week, she went to a metal gig and came back with a sprained ankle. Apparently, it happened in the mosh pit. And lost her voice. Obviously, everyone will be asking her about that during Thanksgiving, and I don't think it's good for my kids to hear about things like that, especially since she didn't even take her husband with her and went on her own, which
The,
is weird. Would you go alone?
the horrors, women doing things independently.
Yes. People always ask her about everything that she does. She's a published author, not a millionaire, well-known one, but she still makes a decent living with her books, and everyone always asks her questions. It's so annoying, and she won't stop them. And I often tried to change the topic and talk about my kids or our plans for our house we're renovating, but no one ever seems interested. My husband doesn't see a problem, but I feel pushed aside because of her. Because of her coming back with a sprained ankle, etc., I decided that I've had enough. She's a bad influence, and I won't spend my time around her anymore. I told my husband that we're not going to spend Thanksgiving with his parents if she is there. He tried to argue, but I held strong. I told him that it's ridiculous that she gets to behave like a child. Seriously, the concert and mosh pit at her age? He suggested that I stay home with the kids and he'll go, otherwise it'll be disrespectful. And I said that sister-in-law has been disrespectful for years, but no one's done anything and it's my turn. I told him that we are married and he had to support me in this decision to stay home. He called me a controlling bee and called his brother complaining about me. I was furious and I stomped inside his room and he told me that he is taking the kids to Thanksgiving dinner, but I can stay home. I said that he had no right to take the kids, but he wouldn't budge and we argued. He's been giving me the silent treatment since. I spoke with my mother, and she told me that I should have just suffered through it because it's only a day, and giving an ultimatum wasn't okay. I have a hard time understanding why she thinks that, so I need you, Am I the Jerk subreddit? Am I the jerk for not wanting to attend Thanksgiving with my sister-in-law? Alright, folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk? Completely reasonable.
You're a complete jerk here, OP. Like, first of all, yeah, giving ultimatums is not cool. But second of all, nothing sister-in-law has done is disrespectful
Yeah.
or bad behavior. Like, she's just living her life, enjoying herself.
Yeah, I mean, I think the important part here is that this isn't anything that is terribly scandalous. Now, I will say one thing. I do want to put this out here before I go too far. I don't think your husband calling you names was appropriate, and I don't think that was a good way to handle this situation. And I think that certainly it paints this whole situation in a little bit of a difficult light. And I can certainly understand you being upset that no one wants to talk to you, right? But instead of doing something like going and getting new hobbies
Yeah, well,
or
that's what I was gonna get to is like, It sounds like you're very jealous
Mm-hmm.
here, but there's nothing stopping you from writing a book if you want to write a
Yeah.
book. Like having kids, yeah, it takes up a lot of time, but lots of authors are also have kids. Lots of
Yeah.
people who do other hobbies also have kids.
Yeah. And you haven't had kids this entire time in the relationship.
They had 1 year of marriage or of their relationship before they had the first
Yeah.
kid, so
So OP had an opportunity during that time to start pursuing hobbies or whatnot. And I mean, I can certainly understand feeling frustrated that no one wants to talk about your life or talk about things that you're interested in. And that's certainly a fair complaint, right? But that isn't your sister-in-law's fault.
right, like, and yeah, if you want to have try having a conversation with people and saying that you feel left out, that
Mm-hmm.
would be reasonable.
Yeah.
But you can't expect everyone to take as much interest in what your children are doing and your home renovations as things that seem new and exciting to them.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have kids and a lot of people have home renovations, right? They're not necessarily interested in your particular set of those things. And that's not to say that those aren't interesting or important, because those are very interesting and important to you, OP, but you can't expect everyone else to value them the same way as you. They're not things like writing a book, right? They're not things like going to a concert, having novel experiences or traveling, which are all things that people don't necessarily have the opportunity to experience, right? So people want to live vicariously through someone who does have these kinds of experiences.
Yeah, so like I'd recommend one going to therapy
Mm-hmm.
and working through these jealousy issues. Two, maybe when you're calmer, having a discussion with your husband about how you feel left out and if there are things that could be done to help you feel more comfortable and
Yeah,
included that don't involve ignoring your sister-in-law or excluding
exactly.
her.
Exactly.
And three, if you're feeling like really jealous of her life, try picking up a hobby that you think is really exciting.
Yeah. And even if anyone else doesn't think it's as exciting as, say, her hobbies, that's still something that you can do and you can enjoy. And that's valuable in its own right. So, anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Expecting My Girlfriend to Get Rid of at Least One of Her Cats? My girlfriend is a 33-year-old female, and I'm a 37-year-old male, and we've been together for a few months. Recently, I lost my job, an unfair boss, and I need a new place to live. I breached the subject with my girlfriend, and she was unsure. She asked if there would be anything that I would need her to change if I moved in, and I said yes, the number of cats that she has. For the background, she lives in a 2-story house that she owns. She has 3 cats that she adopted 7 years ago from the same litter. There are cat litter boxes all over the house. I think there are 4 or 5. And she won't even put them in the basement like I suggested many times. She keeps them front and center. For example, living room, upstairs, bathroom. She says no because the cats like to have easy access to litter box, but I wasn't buying it. She spends ridiculous amounts of time cleaning the boxes, she scoops them daily, and hoovering the house. She refuses to get a Roomba because one of the cats is scared of it. And she said that I'll get used to it. She dismissed me. Of course, there's more to it, but you get the idea. So I said that she needs to get rid of 1 or 2 of her cats because having 3 is approaching crazy cat lady territory. She argued with me that she's not going to do this and called me a jerk for even trying that with her. I replied that I didn't really want to talk about this anymore, and she got really angry and kicked me out. I tried calling her, hoping that she'll come to her senses and understand that humans are more important than cats, but nothing. Time is ticking and she's distant. She's not answering any of my calls, and if she won't decide soon, I'll end up without a home. My brother tells me that I'm a jerk and I should have waited till I'm on the deed to demand to get rid of the cats. And I can see his point, but was I really a jerk for trying? Just to add, I'm not allergic, and they are mostly just chill. All right, folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk?
You're the jerk, your brother's an even bigger jerk, and cats of 7 years are family, boyfriends of a few months are expendable.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's just it. It's like you're a boyfriend of a few months and you're coming in making demands that she gets rid of family members? No. OP, no. And your brother is gross. If you get involved with someone with cats and then, or any pet for that matter,
Hmm.
right, and start making demands on them, that's going to end in a bad time for you, right?
Hmm.
They're going to choose the pet over you. And that's just plain the way it is, right? People view pets as part of their family, and you can't go and demand that they get rid of their family. Adding yourself to the deed later on, even if she even would have that happen, right, is just gross, right? It's going to breed resentment. It's going to make your relationship unhappy. You're better off just dating someone who values pets the same way that you do,
Mm-hmm.
instead of trying to mold your girlfriend into someone who you want them to be.
Yeah, your demands are gross and unreasonable.
Anyhow, take care and good luck.
Hope your girlfriend keeps you dumped.
Yeah, I don't think we have much to worry about there. Speaking of bad boyfriends, our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Not Letting My Girlfriend Stay at Her Ex's House During a Business Trip? I'm a 28-year-old male, and my girlfriend Julia, a 27-year-old female, have been in a relationship for 6 years. Before me, my girlfriend had dated her childhood friend for several years who passed away when she was 19. I did not know him, but judging from the baby photos and all that stuff, they knew each other since infancy. Their parents were friends too, and Julia had mentioned that when they were younger, they were basically expected to get married. Important to add is that they both grew up in the ex's home country, not my country or Julia's. My girlfriend was understandably devastated when he passed, and even has a tattoo relating to him. In her defense, she has never made me feel second place or even brought him up much around me. But I'm not an idiot, so I know his death must have been really horrible for her, especially as both of them were really young. Now, Julia has a month-long business trip in another country, the country that her ex is from. She asked me if it was okay if she stayed with the ex's family, as they know her so well, they would be really happy to host her for the month rent-free, and they actually offered before she even asked. However, I said no. Before I sound like a jerk, too late, let me say my piece. I don't want her to go there and get lost in memories of some ex, which would be inevitable if she stayed in his old house for a month. I also don't want to risk our relationship over her suddenly discovering some long-standing grief that didn't exist across our relationship. So I said no and that she should get a hotel. She didn't call me a jerk, but she has been cool with me since I said it. I'm still not sure what's wrong about that. She wouldn't go stay with a family of a living ex, so I don't know why the situation is different here. Am I being blind, or is she being stubborn? All right, folks, what do you think, jerk or not the jerk?
You're the jerk. And first of all, this is not her ex. This is her deceased boyfriend.
Yeah.
This is her childhood friend's house.
Yeah.
Like, there's no threat from a dead person.
Mm-hmm.
And if it brings up, grief, if your relationship is so fragile that you have to like hide every bit about him so that she can't possibly experience any feelings, that's not a good relationship.
No, it sounds like you're just jealous over the ex, really, honestly, or the Steve's partner. So that's the way you're coming across, and I don't think that's healthy at all. And if you're really this concerned about, grief coming up, well, then be an adult and comfort her if she comes home with grief. Wow, imagine that. Maybe talk to her about her grief and help her work through it and be a support and comfort person, as opposed to being like, I don't want to deal with these gross feelings like grief.
Yeah, like it sounds like she has a coping mechanism because she's not like talking about him all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
And she may know she can't talk up to you about him, which is a bad thing. Like,
Yeah.
you should be able to talk to your partner when you have uncomfortable feelings.
Yeah.
She's the person who knows how best to manage her grief.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, of course she'll probably feel things when she's there.
And then also, I do have some auxiliary questions for this post. I'm a little confused about the dynamics, right? He says that she's not from the same country as them, but they grew up together.
What I guess is that she moved to a country as an adult.
I see.
And that she and he were probably born in the same country.
Yeah, maybe her family moved later on or
Yeah,
something
because it sounds like
that.
she's known him since infancy. So at the very latest, like they could have moved to his country when she was a teeny tiny baby.
Yeah, but then wouldn't that be her home country?
It would be, but it really seems like he wants to distance her from this as
see.
much as possible.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying that there are unbelievable bits in here. I'm just kind of confused about those dynamics and was curious if you had any insight on there. But yeah, let me know what you folks think though. I don't of course think I think OP is a jerk in this situation. I don't think that you shouldn't be trying to control your partner, especially around their grief. So yeah. I think that he needs to probably go into therapy and get some jealousy issues sorted out. Maybe go to group therapy with the first OP there.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here. Amber's got a joke.
What goes out black and comes in white?
What goes out black and comes in white? A black shirt in bleach.
A black dog on a snowy day.
Oh. It doesn't really come in white then, does it?
Comes in the house covered in snow.
But but no. I mean, that's not how snow works. Have you ever been in snow?
I live in Maine.
Are you sure that I'm just teasing. And I've got Earl Grey. She's staring daggers at me, folks. I might not make it to the next episode. I'm sorry.
I have to keep him around.
Keep me around for at least the live stream so people don't get too questioning.
I need someone to fix my dinner so I don't have to make them myself, so.
All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. I hope you enjoyed this Sunday morning special. Happy Sunday. I hope your weekend is going great. I hope it's fabulous and restful if you're already on break, like I am. But if you're not on break yet, then I'm sorry for bragging. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you all tomorrow.
At the live stream, too.
At the live stream. And my screen is broken again. It's supposed to say November 21st here. It's really November 21st, not November 25th. Sorry. We'll see you all on Monday.
Bye.
Bye. Am I a jerk for not letting my girlfriend stay at her ex's house? We're going to go into witchcraft here, folks. Witchcraft away. All right, folks. Our next letter is titled How to Go Through Puberty in 5 Easy Steps.